Social Distance Sports for this Tuesday ended up being a pretty busy Tuesday for us. Lots going on, lots up on WDRB.com for you to read about and check out, which I'm sure you'll hear a couple times throughout this sportscast. There's an article up there right now about Micale Cunningham, the starting quarterback for U of L's football team. We heard from him via one of these video press conferences. He's down back home trying to stay in shape. He said it's me versus the virus. That's how he's kind of approaching things right now with COVID-19. He's trying to stay healthy, trying to wash his hands, but also stay in shape, lifting a couple times a week. He's throwing with some old high school friends a couple times a week, trying to keep that arm in shape for whenever he does get the clearance to come back to campus. Not a whole lot of groundbreaking news from Cunningham, but it was still interesting, cool, neat to hear from the starting quarterback. They're expecting big things from him after kind of a breakout sophomore season. Again, big things expected from him this junior year coming up. Eric Crawford has a column up right now at WDRB.com. Cunningham, he's one guy on hold trying to stay in shape. John Lewis caught up with another Louisville athlete in a similar situation.
Louisville boxer Carlos Dixon, he just turned 23 years old, so he only has one more year to fight on the youth circuit where he is a WBC featherweight champion. Twice now, his defense of the title he won last November has been delayed. He was set to defend the title in January here in Louisville, but his opponent failed to make weight. Then he had a defense set for next month, but then the pandemic put that on hold. So he has still been training, and he is hoping to get back soon. But you're not going to hear any complaining about the weight from Dixon.
It's a one day at a time. It's a process. It's nothing that's going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't made overnight, and it was a Mecca at its time. It was destroyed in a couple of days, though. So it's one of those things. You got to take it. You got to take it slow, one day at a time. Wash your hands.
If this wasn't happening, we would be fighting April the 30th. We were scheduled to fight in New York City. We had an opponent. The promoter had already bought airline tickets for the fighter, had hotel rooms, so there was some scrambling done. And we also had a deal, we can speak about it now, with CBS Sports. We had a national broadcast that was coming to Louisville, Kentucky. Carlos was going to have his title defense in Louisville on national TV.
Carlos and his father, James, two very impressive people who are preaching patience, and they are preaching safety in this time of pandemic. I've got more on them on WDRB.com. I'm John Lewis, WDRB Sports.
I was out at the beautiful outdoor courts at Kevin Hammersmith Memorial Park in New Albany, and there's no hoops going on. The backboards are down, the rims are taken off, everything shut down. To help offset the downtime and boredom for kids in the area, Floyd County Parks and Recreation, Big X Sports Radio, and Hoosier Hills Hoops, behind the leadership of Matt Dennison, combined to produce virtual skills and drills, online hoop tutorials from a number of coaches throughout southern Indiana.
What a tremendous honor it is to represent our program and try to help kids in southern Indiana, not only boarding kids, but any kid willing to help themselves. It's a pretty cool idea.
The first video was released Saturday. There will be 15 in all, one per day, at 9 a.m. on the Hoosier Hills Hoops media accounts pages.
We're getting great feedback, all positive, from all over the state, actually.
Oh, man, I miss playing hoops. The popularity of the virtual skills and drills has been such that there have been discussions, if they get the okay, to work it into some other sports as well. At Kevin Hammersmith Memorial Park in New Albany, Tom Lane, WDRB Sports.
Hi everybody, Rick Bozich here, WDRB Sports. Hope you're staying safe and more importantly staying healthy. I got a couple stories up today at WDRB.com. The first one is about after a story in the New York Post announced that the NBA is brainstorming about different ways to maybe have its postseason if the season comes back. That's Ruby with her new ball that she was rewarded with for being such a good sport over the last week. She got 3 new balls. She got to play with one of them today. But anyway, the NBA brainstorming. Somebody from the New York Post wrote a story saying that they're looking at one city that would seem as a host spot for the entire playoff system, and Louisville was mentioned. I called Scott Cox and Eric Granger with the arena, and they both said that they intend to contact the NBA and tell them that Louisville will be interested. That story's up at WDRB.com. And I also talked to Dick Vitale. He's known by everybody as a huge people person. When he comes into the arena, first thing he does is go to the student section and pose for a bunch of pictures. Well, those days are over. And he said he's not going back into any arena, football, basketball, baseball, until Dr. Anthony Fauci gives him the okay. Dick talked about a lot more than that, but that story's also up at WDRB.com. Go and read them, and then go out and get your dog a new ball. Look, now don't dig in the yard, Ruby. She's getting in trouble. That's the first time she's misbehaved. I gotta go. I gotta fix this right now. Bye.
Oh no, Ruby misbehaving. She must be getting stir crazy in self-isolation. Ruby, Rick, and all of us here at WDRB Sports ready for things to kind of get back to normal. But with one more Social Distance Sportscast complete, we're one day closer to the games returning.